Hello and welcome back. In this lesson, we want to talk about data types. Uh, First, let's start our server and then go to our text editor. And I have some breaks here, so I'll make each type in a separate line. The first type we want to talk about is something called a string, and this type is any set of characters. It can be numbers, letters, symbols, any set of characters inside of quotation marks, and the quotation mark can be single or double. So if I say, for example, x variable x equal to single quotation mark and hello letters, and I want to add some numbers 1 2 3 and then some symbols as well, so we'll see all of them. So all of this is considered one string. This is the type of the data. If I come down and check the type of data with one PHP operation or function and var dump and my variable right here, which is the x, I'll take it, copy, paste, and end the statement. So this function var dump will check the type of this variable, which is x. Let's go to our browser and go to localhost, data types, and here you go. It says to me that the type is string, and it gave me the value of the variable. So this is var dump. So this is my string. The next type I want to talk about is something we call integer, and integer is numbers, not to be confused with the numbers in the string up here, because this is between quotation marks and integer is not between quotation marks. So let's take all of this, copy. So instead of the string, I will set the x equal to, for example, 750. So this is called an integer because it's a number without quotation marks. Okay. Before we go to our browser, let's check the next one because it's similar. So the next one is float or double. It's called float or double, and this one is a number, but it's with decimal points and fractions and these kind of numbers. So it's not a real number. So 7.5, for example. Let's go and check these two. We're supposed to get 750 and the type is integer. And we get 7.5 and the type is float or double. So go to our browser, refresh, and we get integer 750. This is the first x, and the second x is float and 7.5. Okay, let's go back to our text editor. And the next type we want to talk about is something called Boolean. And Boolean is it only accepts two values, true or false, and it's mostly used with conditional statements. So I set the value to true, like this, or false. This is the only two accepted values in Boolean. So if I go var dump x and check it in my browser, so it says bool and the value is false. Okay, bool is a shortcut for Boolean, of course. So go back to our text editor. The next type we want to talk about is something called array. An array is a variable with multiple values. You have to use the keyword called array and then brackets, and inside the brackets I can set as many values as I like, and I have to separate the values with comma, and the values need to be inside quotation marks, single or double. Okay, so single quotation marks for the first value, then the comma, then a space, single quotation mark for the second value, comma, single quotation marks for the third value, and comma. Sorry. So let's add values. For example, we have some foods. Let's say orange is the first value. The next value, let's say we have bread, and next we have meat. So now I have a variable, which is this variable x, and this variable doesn't contain only one value. It contains three values, which is orange, bread, and meat. Okay. After the last value, I don't need to put comma, so I will delete this one. Comma is only between each value and the other one. So var dump, and let's go to our browser and we check. We get array, and inside of it we have three values. So the first value is this one here, string, and it's orange. The next value is string also, and it's bread. The last value is meat, and it's also string. Let's change some values and make it something other than string. So for example, we go to the meat and change this to, for example, 150. So now it's an integer. So in the same array, I can add string and any other type inside the same array. It doesn't need to be all string. Okay, so save, go to our browser and refresh. Now we get the last one is integer 150. Okay, so go back to our text editor, and we want to see the last kind, which is null. And null just means that the variable has no value. Okay, so if I say this set to null, this is only accepted value for this data type, which is null. So now this variable x is set to no value. It has no value. Okay, so var dump, let's go to our browser, refresh, and we get the value type is null. Okay, so let's go back to our text editor. We want to see what happens if I echo this null variable. It's supposed to be empty, right? So save, go to the browser and refresh. I get x nothing, right? So nothing is added after the null. So go back to our text editor. So the x here is set to no value, which is null. So when I come and echo x on this line, x has no value, so nothing shows on the browser. Okay, so this is all there is in data type. We have two more actually data types, but we will not talk about them because they are a little advanced, and they are called class and resource, but we will talk about them in the future. For now, this is all the data types you need to know, and I'll see you in the next lesson.